a impromptu live stream this afternoon. Just wanted to jump on, talk through a few things that are going on in the news. You'll have to excuse me. I am currently on dad duty, and things are always just a centimeter away from uncontrolled chaos. So we'll see if we can get through this here. But I wanted to jump through a couple of news articles that we've dropped on our Substack today. If you are not on our Substack, please go over there. It is all the breaking news delivered to your inbox. We're working extremely hard on our Substack to make it something that helps you to have real-time information. We are building out the world's first obesity medicine news platform. We did our first video. It's in our shorts. It was the first video ever done from the new office. You may not have picked up on the fact that it was there, but if you go check out the short that I did on the lawsuit between Amble and Novo Nordisk, you'll get a first glimpse of the new office. Excited for you to get that. But I wanted to jump into it. Novo Nordisk has actually sued a couple of companies today. I think BMI MD was one of them. Amble Telehealth, another one. Amble's the more, I would say, well-known telehealth company that got sued today by Novo Nordisk, especially if you came from TikTok. TikTok is a real breeding ground for a lot of the new startup telehealths, and Amble has been one of them. So we've got a little bit of news there. Essentially, Novo Nordisk is really going after the personalized medicine. Interesting that they're going after Amble, a telehealth company who does not compound, who does not make these medications, right? They simply prescribe them. So it's interesting. Again, you see the pharmaceutical companies going after the branches and not the roots. And so that's always interesting to me to sort of see that. But they are suing Amble, alleging that they are selling or facilitating the sale of these medications, that they are misleading through their marketing, through the whole personalized medicine angle, that they're just basically slapping a different label on mass compounded semaglutide, which, if you've been following along, had to end today. And so that is sort of what we're seeing from Novo Nordisk today. Now, in an earlier news story, Novo Nordisk announced that they are now offering Wegovy, at least through the end of June, for $199. So basically, we shut down compounds. Now try our branded $500 a month medication for $199 for the first month. I mean, you know, I think it's something is better than nothing. So if you want to get started on Wegovy, you can do it now for $199, at least to the end of June. Seems like a bone that they're throwing to people who are losing access to compounded medications and perhaps paying closer to $200 a month. But, you know, in my opinion, Wegovy is a $200 a month drug. We already learned that Zepbound is 47% better than Wegovy is in terms of weight reduction. We know all of the cascading comorbidities and improvements in those that will likely come in future trials. But we know now that Zepbound is 47% more effective at chronic weight management than Wegovy is. Yet Novo Nordisk is still offering Wegovy at the same price point that Eli Lilly is offering cash pay Zepbound for. So to me, this is ludicrous. $200 a month to me is what Wegovy is worth in this current climate. Otherwise, why wouldn't people just go on Zepbound for the same amount of money each month? In fact, if you want to get started on Zepbound, the 2.5 milligram vials of Zepbound are only $349 a month. So you can get started on Zepbound for literally less than you can get started on Wegovy, except for this little special that Novo Nordisk, this little bone that Novo Nordisk threw to people over the last 24 hours to get started on Wegovy for the next, well, at least through the end of June. And so that's where we're at in terms of the news today. Just constantly breaking news, constantly information flowing. That's why you got to jump over to our Substack. Make sure that you get subscribed there. You can subscribe for free. A lot of people are confused about what that means. What is Substack? I don't want a new social media platform. It's very simple. It's just where our newsletter lives now. So if you want news and information to your inbox as it happens and as we drop it, you just go to onthepen.substack.com onthepen.substack.com. Put in your email address and you will get the news delivered directly to your inbox. For those who are just joining, hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment. Let me know what you think of $199 starter Wegovy. Let me know what you think of Novo Nordisk dropping the lawsuit against Amble. It will be very interesting to see how this all unfolds because, you know, we dropped another story. This is an On the Pen exclusive from our Substack last week that Tebra, which is an electronic medical records provider for doctors, is now threatening doctors who prescribe compounds that they could lose access to their EMR, their electronic medical records. And just think about the implications for a doctor and a clinic if all of a sudden they were faced with the prospect of losing their patient health record system. So that's amazing, an amazing turn of events. And so you see that likely, if you kind of connect the dots, likely there's pressure being put on from the very top echelons of these companies to squash compounding the best way they can. And now that 503Bs are officially over with tirzepatide and semaglutide, the lawsuits are flying. It will be something to watch for sure. Today, again, Novo Nordisk dropped a lawsuit against Amble in a court in Ohio. They also in Colorado dropped a lawsuit against another telehealth, BMI MD or R2, or there's a couple of different ones dropped today, but Amble is the big one. Amble is the one that you may recognize. So that is what I got for you today. Chris wants to know if I'm subscribed to your website, will I get Substance articles, or should I subscribe to that also? You should be getting Substack articles if you are on the website as well. So if you're not getting the Substack emails, then just go to onthepen.substack.com, throw your email in there, and then you'll get those updates. It's completely free. There's a paid version where we do some more deep analysis that's, you know, not just a headline that you could find somewhere else. That stuff lives behind a paywall for $12.99 a month because, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, we have just procured an office building. We're going to be bringing on our first employee all in the next couple of weeks. We'll have an announcement for you. If you want a little sneak peek of that office, you can check out my latest short video, which is a video about the lawsuit between Amble Health. Some people have already asked me also if they're subscribed on YouTube, do they get to the Substack? They're two different platforms, so they behave differently. But if you had to pick one, definitely I would pick the Substack. That is where you're going to probably get the most bang for your buck in terms of information. And I just love that it just delivers it to your inbox. The big problem that I have with all these social media platforms, you may have heard, we lost our Facebook group. They took it away. They gave it back after 2 days, and then they took it away again. And now with no recourse, I don't even have a way to appeal it this time. And so the algorithms are going to continue to squash our message. The algorithms are going to continue to suppress our ability to reach the audience that we've created, but none of that happens in our newsletter. If you go to onthepen.substack.com and put your email in, you'll get them right to your inbox, and it decouples us from the algorithm. The algorithm is not our friend in terms of the topics of conversation that we talk about, because we get caught up in this algorithmic sweep that tries to shut down even the conversation around accessibility and compounds. And there's just the thing that I've learned in content creation that's been maybe the most alarming to me is the power that these big, large companies have over the discourse that happens on social media. We think we're having this open discussion about it, and really we're having the discussion they want us to have, and when we're not, that is tamped down to a large extent and a lot more controlled than you would think that it is. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being the best part of what we do at On the Pen. Thank you for helping us to grow into the first patient-centric obesity medicine news platform. I hope that this news was helpful for you today. If it was, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the sub, do all the things, and we will see you on the next one. Thank